I have got this old scooter, mobility scooter. It's in better days, but motors should be still working. It was working about a year ago, but the batteries were totally dead now, and it won't hold a charge. I tried. So this is the original battery. It's a 34 amp, and it sells for about $100 each. I went to Walmart and got these, which is lower amp, but they're also cheaper. So you know, for $30 each versus $100 each, I got two of those, and then putting them in. It may not be able to drive quite as long, but for this purpose that I'm gonna do, it should be okay. It's actually going to be a beach cart. So after do some welding and, you know, create some space on it, try to find some larger wheels that will not be stuck in the sand. And front, you need to have larger wheel on the front too, and extend it further out. Plug it in, charger, and this one here. And it's powering on, it's charging. That's a good sign. The other ones wouldn't do anything. Alright, so I picked up the kids' bike, and my plan right now, it needs to be inflated. I don't know if it'll hold air or not. We'll find out in a minute. But anyway, to cut it off here, and using this part, and taking off these wheels, and taking off that, actually moving that to the back, and then extend the one wheel in the front, so it'll be a three-wheeler. We need large wheels because it's going to be in the sand, so I think that's large enough. So that will be about here, and as I said, this is going to go to the back. I took off the wheel to see what I got to deal with here. You know, I need a wheel that's almost twice as big, at least 12 inches, probably 14 inches, something like that, so it will not get stuck in the sand. So I have this one here. I don't know the diameter yet, and then there's a track right here. So if I'm lucky to find something that has the same diameter as that'd be awesome. But if not, I gotta come up with something else. And now I'm working on taking this apart, because that's gonna go to the back, and it's going to be hinged, so I can stand on that, and these wheels being pulled behind, and you know, just flexing with the sand, and also flipped up, so it will have two driving wheels, and then in the front it's going to have one single, basically a bicycle wheel that I'm gonna weld on. So that's another reason why I gotta take this off. Alright, so here's the controller unit. I gotta take that off because it's not gonna have a chair at all. So this is gonna be kind of like walk behind, and then so the controller is gonna be on an arm sticking out straight out back. I ordered this on Amazon thinking this is gonna work, but now I know it doesn't, but I'm gonna show you what I did. Got these. Plan was for them to go in here to fit onto this, and they don't fit. First of all, they're too loose, too big opening, and this one here is too big to fit into that slot over here. So that was not a good match. But the other part that I was hoping for, that any of this, I see a picture of this on Amazon, but I don't have it in real life. So I was hoping that these 4 holes would somehow line up with these, because this is a golf cart wheel, and apparently I was totally off. So I'm gonna return this, and then I'm going to go. I don't want to spend a lot of money, so I'm not buying any pre-made stuff. So I gotta redneck rig this and literally take this old wheel, which does fit on here, and then cut off the rubber, make it go inside of here, and then have I cut. This is like a, you know, just the template for testing out. So have 4 long bolts going all the way through from this side and through this to the other side, and then finding something kind of, you know, heavy duty material instead of like cardboard, and to allow the screws to go through and hold it stable, and anchor it to the big wheel, and then put it on there. Now, this is not a fancy way of doing it, but on a low budget, I think maybe I can make this work. All right, I got the screws and the nuts and the washers. I think that should work. All right, so I have this disposable plate, and it's exactly 5 3/4 inch, which fits right in here. So what I did, put it inside here and did a marker from the other side, marked where the holes are, and now I'm gonna drill holes to match that. Right, so let's try it out. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Alright, so I looked in my garage and I couldn't find any metal that's the right thickness or strength that could serve as a disc for this. So, but I had this cutting board, and that's very heavy duty, and with the washers, I think that can work for me. So I'm gonna literally, you know, like do this, cut it out, and then having because it's plastic, the washers will help being a bigger surface area to hold it from twisting and being pulled through. So I'm gonna use these going all the way through here. Let's see where we are. So I cut off half the tire and then in this way. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm about to try it now. Terribly messy. side. Well, I still need a washer on there. Alright, got them all four on and sticking out that way. I think I've encountered a problem that I didn't plan on, because when I tighten it together, this lip here is pressed out more and is now going to touch here. So that means I got to take it back out and grind down all this rubber right here. That's the only way it's gonna go on there. All right, got that ground off. It looks like it's kind of flush there, but I still have the same problem under here. Those nuts, or the back of the bolts, are sticking out too far. So I need to build it out with a few millimeters. All right, so I went to Ace and got 2 washers, one for each side, and added that to here, just enough to clear. See, it's like a millimeter clearance right now, but that's all I needed. And now I got the nut on here. Gotta tighten that up. And just for the heck of it, this is what it's gonna look like. Is this one. It looks pretty bad, right? Look at the other wheel. And then you have this one. That doesn't look too shabby. I thought it was gonna be worse, but that doesn't look too bad. I don't know, but I think this is looking pretty epic. I love how that came together, and I think that's gonna work out good. Now I just gotta weld on the one wheel on in front first. All right, I stripped off most of the stuff on the bike that I don't need. I'm to the point now trying to match it up. So see here, I tried to bend. Not tried to, but I bent one of the pieces, and so I'm gonna bend out this one here, and these two go the other way, so I can weld it onto here. That way I can weld it onto that, and then I'm gonna have support from here somewhere and there somewhere going up to support the upper part of it. Alright, so I ground off some of the paint here and here, so I will have good connection when I start welding. I took the batteries out, that way I could turn it over and get to do a better welding job from the underneath. And it's shaping up though. I'm trying to figure out what's the next step, and I am going to use this one here, back here somehow, so I can stand on it and it flex with as you move through the sand. But this part right here, and I didn't consider that to begin with, but that fits perfectly on this one here. So if I cut this off here, and then move it back here, weld it onto some kind of frame back here, that may work. Alright, got it cut off. I do like this because it's kind of thick steel, as opposed to this frame and this frame. This is very thin, so this is very good to weld on. It won't burn through easy. Slightly crooked, so I'm anchoring this end up here, pulling that one up, pulling this one back. Still slightly crooked, but it's okay. It's not too bad. So I think this will work. Alright guys, I did a big blunder. Really big blunder. So here, let me put this camera right here. Alright, I welded this and I welded that, and it's upside down. This needs to go from the other side to attach to here. But you know what the good part is? I literally take it off here and flip it over, and it should work. Keep my fingers crossed. So this flips up and down, and so does this. So I should be able to stand behind. And there's weight on there, of course, and then have a joystick around this position right here to control it. This is the rest of the king size bed that I got, and I'm gonna use this metal frame for this purpose somehow. I haven't decided all how yet, but I'll be a part of it. Alright. So I am a little curious to try this thing out prematurely. So I think I'm gonna act like a kid and give it a shot. The seat is not gonna be here, but I'm just tempted to play around with it. Hey.
Whoa. Look at that, Bubba.
I got a little project going.
Oh, yeah.
What kind is this?
Alright, so I just took the screws out here from underneath the seat and taking this and putting it over here. So first I was gonna weld it straight on here, but if I use this, lower it down as you know, like to 2 more holes, so it's right above the wheel. You get low, as low to the ground as possible, and then I can weld onto this, and I can take away the seat and use this one here as another anchor. That way it's removable. I can remove the whole box on top and then just weld onto these mounts right here. So I went to Home Depot, just came back. I was gonna get this one, which goes inside. I was gonna get one more of that kind and then one more of this kind that's thicker that this can go inside. It's so freaking expensive and this is on a budget. So I ended up getting only this one and gonna do the best I can with utilizing that. Alright, so I'm gonna do some metal cutting. So I'm gonna change this blade, replace it with this one, metal cutting blade. Alright, so here's the first little piece. Bring it down about this far. And here's the second piece. I'll probably weld that on here. And then I'll continue with something else on top of here. Here. So now I can walk behind it and control the joystick right here, or stand on it and drive it from here, from the joystick. Alright, so I've got some screws from Ace right now. I'm gonna screw this on this frame right here. That way I can remove the frame if I need to, the frame that holds the luggage. So I'm gonna screw it here and here and here and here. I also have to be able to remove this one, which I can right now, in order to access the batteries, to replace them or whatever. I did encounter a challenge while I was drilling the holes. I got all the other holes except this one. I can't get through it. And look at all these are broken, and these I have dulled to try to get through this here. And I'm thinking maybe what happened is that I overheated it and the steel hardened. Look, this drill is completely destroyed, and now it's harder to drill through it. I don't know. Tell me in the comments below if that's crazy or if that's true. Alright, so I'm gonna try something totally different. I'm gonna try to burn the hole open with a welding rod. I'm crank it up to full and literally just weld in the hole, and hopefully it will keep on burning, making the hole bigger. And if it doesn't work like that, if it just gets shut, then I'd start drilling while it's still hot. Yep, that worked. All right, we're approaching finishing time. I just put some screws in this bottom so it will stay put because of the ribs that I put in here. Took out the cage, lubed it a little bit here, lubed it there. I'm gonna put the batteries back in and then put it back on top of it. There's one thing that I've forgotten about, because I thought I was gonna be smart so I could remove the cage, you know, with a couple of hand grips, but I forgot I had welded this part right here. So instead of well, I'm gonna put a screw in there instead of the weld so I can remove it easily again, because this will have to come off ever so often when I'm gonna change the batteries or do something to the motors. This lever here locks it in place, and so does this. Just like the traditional bike seat. Alright, so because of the weld that I broke, I'm gonna use these self-tapping screws for a minute. Going in right here. Going back out. And I have some old stainless steel bolt screws. And I'm gonna put that in place. Keep it from rusting. And that should do the job, one on each side. I'll probably put one here too, even though the weld is still not broken, but just as double security. See that man right there? He just dropped this for me. Let's see what it is. I think I know. It is what I think it is. What do you think? Mad Max edition. It's perfect for the cart, right? Alright guys, this is a little boy coming out in me, but I think it's kind of cool. It's actually metal, it's heavy. And I think that's a perfect spot right there. Mad Max edition. What do you guys think? I'm proud of that. I love it. Alright, it's almost finished. I just received the stickers, Mad Max edition. I'm going to have another sticker right here where it says Harley Davidson Beach Cargo. It's gonna go right there. But everything else I think is pretty much together. Waiting for the flag, which is orange shorts say beach bums, and Joe, our fearless leader, has those, so I'll get that from him later. So let's give it a test on the road carefully. So I'm gonna take the beach cart to the beach for first time, and so rigged up this contraption, and the first time I'm transporting it behind my car, so hopefully everything goes smooth. Alright, about to approach the beach. I'm gonna pull over a little bit to the side so they can get by.
I edit that out until I get on the other side of that car. Take one. Alright, now let's go back. Take two. This is the GoPro stop recording.
GoPro, stop recording.